This is the thing that I've noticed about life coaches or males giving advice to women. The advice is excellent advice if you look at it from a perspective of them telling you what men, and when I say what men, I mean toxic men, are actually doing. Like, say if the guy is a life coach or whatever. Not a life coach, okay? I mean, men like Kevin Samuels, okay? You have not just Kevin Samuels, you have other YouTubers. I think one of the YouTube channels is called Mr. Let Go. So he doesn't have as many subscribers as Kevin Samuels. However, he is doing similar type of work as Kevin Samuels, where he's telling women the honest to God truth, whether it be telling them that men do not like fake hair, men do not like fake eyelashes, whatever their advice is for some of these women, right? However, after I've listened to enough of them, one thing I have noticed is where they are at spiritually. So, and don't ever think that people and men, not just people, but don't underestimate the power of men that actually do the right thing. And when I say that, I mean this. There are men that are celibate, that practice abstinence, and they are doing the best they can to do right by the Lord. There are black men that do believe in an afterlife that won't rotate women, that won't keep two or three of them at a time. It may be a low number of them in today's world since this is 2022. However, I do like the honesty of Kevin Samuels and Mr. Let Go YouTube channel. I don't know his name. I just found out about his channel like within the past week. However, Mr. Let Go, he was saying something to the effect of he may date a woman, say he's dating a woman, and she won't give him sex. She's using the 90-day rule. So she's waiting to get to know him, along with most likely not having sex with others. Okay, so let's assume that this is a woman that's not having sex with other men and she's dating Mr. Let Go. He admits that he'll date her. However, within the 90 days that she's making him wait, she will be, or he will be rather, I'm sorry, he will be getting sex from another woman. Now, you gotta respect his honesty. So, as a woman, you need to be spiritually aware of the element of what he's telling you. However, also what I get from it is to stay away from those type of men. Even him. Stay away from him too. You got to find out because Kevin Samuels, Mr. Let Go, and other men that rotate women are very honest about who they gonna jump into bed with, while they waiting on this one to have sex with them and all of that. You gotta remember this one thing. These are not men. They are great guys that are telling ladies the truth. But these are not men that appear to be trying to be heaven bound. So always keep that in mind from a spiritual point of view. You being a person or woman that's going towards that road. So what happens is you're not equally yoked with these men. So what I'm learning from Kevin Samuels and Mr. Let Go and men like that is how to protect myself more. The reality is Mr. Let Go is so right. If I meet a man and I'm going to use the 90-day rule to sleep with him, I have to remember if he's a worldly man, because those men that do those type of things, those are worldly men. Those are not Bible obeying men, okay? So be careful when you are getting involved with worldly men, because that is the consequence. So I know this is 2022, so I don't want us all to live in a delusion. But this is what I'm going to recommend on this Sunday for ladies, right? Try to get involved and date a man that is practicing celibacy, that's practicing or is practicing abstinence. Someone like, say the man broke up with a woman a year and a half ago, okay? And maybe he slept with one lady after that breakup because he was going through a grieving period from losing his girlfriend, right? So, with this particular man, he has not had sexual intercourse for about a year because he broke up with his girlfriend a year and a half ago, slept with one chick, and he hasn't had sexual intercourse for a year. In my opinion, okay, that would be a great guy to maybe consider, along with the fact, since he hasn't been having sexual relations with any woman for a year, he's also been studying the word. He's decided to pick up his Bible. Um, he even may state that he feels cleaner and better and more mentally whole since he hasn't been having sex. So I'm suggesting, I am suggesting rather, that, because remember, I touch on different subjects. I'm not a holy roller. However, remember, this is still a ministry channel, so cover different subjects. However, because I'm such a by heart, my heart, the root of my heart is spirituality. So I'm always going to come around or back around to my spiritual life and your spiritual life, no matter what subjects I cover on here that may not involve always the preaching element. I'm not a preacher, but I am a spiritual teacher, okay, that believes in a heavenly God. So it's good to learn the information. Like if Kevin Samuels is teaching you that men that make a lot of money prefer not to date women with kids because they want younger women and they want to have their own kids with the women. I'm not going to call them high value men. That's what Kevin Samuel calls them, because for me, just because someone has money does not make them high value. High value for me is where you are at in your spiritual life. Okay, so remember, a lot of these terms that are used are going to be worldly terms. Okay, so this message, this Sunday message, is mainly focused towards the ladies. I can help a lot in that area because I am a woman with experience, and no good ever came out of any relationship that I was ever involved with, whether it be a marriage or a boyfriend, when that man was a worldly man. And remember, worldly men, they're going to be different stages that they're in. I mean, you can have one worldly man that's totally addicted to some drug or alcohol, but some of them are not addicted to drugs and alcohol, like Kevin Samuels and Mr. Let Go. I don't consider those men to be men that are addicts. And when I say addicts, I mean like they're not health. I mean, they are healthy physically. They try to take care of their health. Kevin Samuels is a slender man that's in pretty good shape, and Mr. Let Go is kind of like the buff, muscular guy. But both are healthy. Both are very attractive men with great sex appeal. And yes, they have great worldly sex appeal. So they are going to get what they want out of women because of the way they look and because of the way they take care of themselves. And you have to be honest with yourself, y'all. Many people or many women, we are attracted to men that take care of themselves, right? So just keep this in mind. So listen to the information. That way you can protect yourself and know what they do. So when you're around the man that he only sees you once a week, okay, and he just works a regular 40-hour a week job, he's only seeing you once a week because the other 3 days of the week he's seeing somebody else. So these are hallmark cases of men that rotate women. And you got to be aware of the game, because if you are not aware of the game, you cannot protect yourself. So you have to be aware, and it is best to be aware of the demonic world that we live in and the way the devil is able to get these men to play on these women. And I don't care if it's Kevin Samuels or Mr. Let Go, they're great guys in certain aspects. They are successful in certain areas. However, they're not men that are really trying to obey that Bible in the proper way that it should be obeyed. So if you are trying to get a model of maybe what godly men should be acting like and behaving like, watch some of Gino Jennings' services. The pastor is called Gino, Gino, and his last name is Jennings, Pastor Gino Jennings. And he's on several YouTube channels. So Google his name, Pastor Gino Jennings. Again, it's Gino, and Jennings is his last name, Jennings. And he has his own YouTube channel. I think the church is called Lord of God in Christ or something like that. He's going to be on about 4 or 5 channels. And then one of the channels starts with a JYU YouTube channel, something like that. But I'm recommending you watch his videos because he has all the men on stage. Pastor Gino Jennings, he reminds me of a in-between version of Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. And he's very humorous. He teaches the Bible. But the reason I'm recommending you watch him is so you can see how he behaves, along with how the Bible-believing men are behaving when they're on stage with him. So I know you want to be learning from the men that are leaders on YouTube, which are Kevin Samuels and the YouTube channel Mr. Let Go. And I recommend you listen to what they're saying and learn from them too, and be grateful for their honest opinions. However, at the end of the day, any man, like Mr. Let Go said, He said it out of his own mouth that if a woman is using the 90-day rule, he's going to be sleeping with another woman. That is a worldly man. So see, you won't get better and you won't find or ever be able to be blessed or lucky enough to find what God has for you if you are going the Lord's way, if you keep involving yourself with worldly men. Those men, in the real sense of the word, can't teach you how to get what is high value. Write Geno Jennings a letter. He responds to letters. Okay? He is not running his religious organization or his house of prayer for the money. Pastor Geno Jennings is one of the only pastors so far that does not want your money. So if you are a woman, write him a letter, watch his ministry, along with continuing to tune in here. Don't abandon me now, just because I'm teaching you to go to Pastor Geno Jennings. That's if you aren't already watching him. You may already be watching him and me. However, for women, it is healthy to watch male ministers. You do need that male role and leadership in your life through a ministry point of view. So that is healthy for you. However, I want to refocus you back on where you should be, along with I want you to do better than I did. With this advice that I'm giving you on this Sunday, maybe when you're my age, you will be with the godly man. But to ever get him, you gotta cancel out the worldly men. Because at the end of the day, Kevin Samuels and Mr. Let Go, they're great guys, right? However, and I admire their mannerisms and things like that. And Kevin Samuels, he's even improving also with the way he's sending his message out. However, they are helping give you advice, but a lot of the men that you will be attracting, that they're giving you the advice about, are men like them. Men that are not practicing celibacy and abstinence. Men that just gotta stay inside of a woman some kind of way. I don't care if he's 70 years old. He's 70 years old. He still got 3 or 4 women. And that is just not the road that's going to lead with the result, because dating those type of men, they're going to continue to rotate women. They'll be rotating women today in the nursing home, y'all. So you're never going to accomplish anything financially, spiritually, or anything like that. Along with the fact, like they teach you, those men that are teaching you, like Kevin Samuels and Mr. Let Go, they're also teaching you how the men of this world do not like women with kids. So, okay, those are worldly men. The only man that is going to give a woman with kids a chance is a man that has a heart for the Lord. So see, if you are in a situation as a woman where you have barriers, you're disabled, you have kids, you're homeless, you're jobless, and you want to try to do the right thing and attract a husband, someone that God will want you to have, you gotta get more involved with the men that are willing to give women like you a chance. So if you get your life together and you're a single mother, for example, Kevin Samuels is basically teaching you these worldly men sometimes ain't looking for women with kids. And then if they are willing to date somebody with kids, they might just want to live in your house and abuse not just you, but your kids. You might be in a worse situation because you got those little children, because you have kids and you're going to attract the narcissist or the narcissistic men that just want to use you for your place to stay, but really don't like the fact that your kids are there, even though that was your place before he moved in. And many children are harmed when single moms get themselves in that situation. And I'm always going to recommend for single moms, when you really consider seriously dating and being open to remarrying, try to almost have your kids out the house, like where they're basically not little. You know, like all of my sons are older now. One is actually an adult. Okay, he's working. He's not home a lot. Um, the youngest is a teenager still. So make sure these kids are of age. They get bigger, because when they're young, 5, 6, 4, 10 years old, they need your undivided attention. And most likely, bringing these narcissistic men or these narcissists in your house won't be a good idea, and it won't be healthy for the younger children. Okay. But anyway, this entire basic Sunday message is about, and I'm doing it this way. You see my plant here. I'm doing it this way because I'm working on uploading another video. So I'm starting a series of Irene's YouTube experience. So I will be uploading that video today. I got so many videos, y'all. I got over 300 videos I somehow need to get on this channel, okay? So I am just trying to be very creative with this. So I had to just start recording right now because I didn't want to forget the message, because when it's on your soul, even if I don't upload it the same day, I gotta just start recording it, or else I'm gonna start washing some dishes and forget. So just keep that in mind. So as a spiritual woman, you have to put the Lord in everything you do, even in being a single mom, being an aunt and uncle, or not an uncle, you won't be an uncle, but being an aunt, being a big cousin, being a supervisor at work, being a leader at work, whatever it is that you're doing. So just remember this, but be very grateful. I am very grateful when Mr. Let Go and Kevin Samuels admits to rotating younger women that are adult age, of course, younger women. But Mr. Let Go, I have not heard him say that he rotates women because I haven't watched him for that long. But he did say that, while some woman that's waiting 90 days is using the 90-day rule, along with the woman she's not just using the 90-day rule, she's not sleeping with anyone in those 90 days. So, for example, when I come into my next relationship, I'm coming into the relationship celibate. Okay, so I've done the work to get that last spirit off of me. Not that I don't care anything about my ex. It's not that I don't care. However, I would want to come into a relationship with a man being a decent conservative woman. Men don't like women that are sleeping with other men. But women don't like men that are sleeping with other women. So see, while me as a God-fearing woman, as a spiritual woman, I would be coming to this man celibate. But if he's a guy like Mr. Let Go, a handsome, good-looking man, he's coming to the table and he's sleeping with somebody else while I'm putting him on the 90-day rule or whatever. And so To me, that's very narcissistic behavior to know, and men will do it. He'll sit up and know that I am celibate and I prefer that he wait 90 days, but he ain't waiting on you because, like he said, he's going to be bumping up somebody else. So, and that is because if he was willing to do the righteous thing by the Lord, he would not think that that behavior was okay. So never forget that. Men that are worshiping the Lord, they do not do that. Okay, and I could get more into details, but I don't want to go into somebody's business, but I'm going to explain it to you like this. There's a situation where a woman, she was in the penitentiary, right? And she met her husband when she was in the penitentiary, and they ended up married. I think they married while she was in there. And so when she got out, she went home with her husband and had a beautiful family. That man waited on her. He was not sleeping with nobody else because he was spiritually where he should be. His wife showed him the way and leaded him on the path to being completely obedient to one God. So I'm just explaining to you the difference between how it works when you're with a spiritually obedient man and men that are like Mr. Let Go and Kevin Samuels. So this particular beautiful woman that was in the penitentiary, when she met her husband and married, he waited on her. So when he started having sex, of course, was the day he picked his wife up from prison. And they are together right now to this day. That is an example of what spiritually righteous men do. But listen to the example I use. So make sure as a woman that when you meet a man that has the potential to be obedient to the Lord, make sure you're guiding him on the right path too. You got to let him know where you stand, and you might be blessed enough to meet a man that wants to go that way, and you guys have a beautiful outcome, or y'all have a beautiful outcome, because you're not you guys, you're a man and woman. So y'all, I kind of minimize. I used to say, because I'm on the West Coast, I used to say you guys, but that's not appropriate if one's female and one's male. And see, you got to be careful. Now we got all this transgender crap. So be very careful with your language. So I use y'all, which is what I was raised using. I was so thankful when y'all became more acceptable again. Even the young people use y'all now. But I was raised on that. So that's just my word for this Sunday. And I got a couple of good videos coming up, y'all. So please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you enjoy this Sunday ministry from Irene. Thank you so much. And again, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Have a blessed Sunday.